What we're going to do now is see if we can connect the pan up to the existing soil pipe coming out of the tiles here. So this needs a special thing called a Multikwik. This is a fitting that's made of plastic and rubber that joins the pan to the 4-inch pipe. Now this is an angled one. I think this one's known as an MKB114. With an angle you're going to get a nice fit. Right, so you can see how deep that shoulder is and how far it's going to come up the spigot here. So this shoulder is going to almost be touching right up in that end there. So we're going to just ease this on here first. That is at its max. And we're going to offer this forwards into our grey pipe and push it home. Now it may not look completely square, but there's very little chance of that leaking in my opinion. So now I'm going to mark the holes so we can screw the pan to the floor. And I've just loosely put the cistern on so that we can make sure everything looks nice and square before we start drilling holes in our floor. So using our nice sharp pencil, the yellow one, we're going to mark that. Other colour pencils are available. Notice that little shoulder there is slightly on the angle, so when you're drilling your hole out, it may be worth just letting the drill go at a slight angle if you really want to. Now we might just as well mark this up. Just make sure you get it nice and level, and then it's about there. So with my third hand I will mark those holes on the wall. I've put a little bit of masking tape behind each hole to give a chance for this lead pencil to leave a mark. Obviously if you've got a felt tip pen that would be just as good. Got some cheap and cheerful tile drilling bits, so we're going to have a go here. Probably start with a small one first and then work up to the 8mm one. So we'll soon see if these are any good. Remember not to have your drill on hammer, obviously. Let's have a little go and see what happens. Remember, we decided to just put a slight angle on this hole. That seemed to go through there okay. Right, so we change to the next size up, I think. No need to rush this, otherwise it could be very disappointing. Oh, hello. Could be disappointing if we made a cock. Yeah. And lastly, the 8. The 8mm piece. Now we should now be able to use our ordinary masonry bit and go straight through there now without any fear of damaging the tiles. I might just slightly enlarge that hole a little bit if I can. Just through the tile. Right. I'm only using my little cordless drill, which I think came from Argos or somewhere. About 5 years ago, I only bought it to do one job and I've been using it ever since. I think it's actually even got a hammer bit to it. Well, everybody knows what it sounds like drilling a hole, so I'll just do that now and then we'll come back in a second. Now, I've got one of these pan fixing kits. Costs about £3 or something from Screwfix or Toolstation. The advantage is you get lots of little bits of nylon and stuff. Obviously, just using a raw plug, Bosch, and a couple of brass screws, Bosch, easy and cheap. But the value is these other fittings, the peripherals. Right, this is our inlet supply. You're probably wondering, why have you done all that, Dad? Well, as it happens, the inlet to the cistern has been plumbed to the left-hand side, and we're basically replacing this kit. So rather than start changing stuff, we have replaced some of the fittings, and this is the way it's going to be working. Now, I don't know if you can hear that. That water running is from an upstairs flat where obviously the overflow in their WC, I would think, is probably running constantly. Okay, that'd be nice if it just popped on there. So what we'll probably do is, when we run a little bit of silicone around the edge of the WC, which will have two effects: stop muck going under there, also help hold the thing in place. We'll probably just pop a little bit of silicone on there and stick that down. When you come to position the cistern for plumbing in and fixing, don't forget to put your donut in place, and then you won't get any unexpected water seepage out from here when you flush a toilet. I've added a little bit of water to the cistern so that we can just test it. I mean, there are so many places for a WC arrangement to leak. First is there, the second is here, then you've got these tie downs, you've got this joint here, you've got all those fittings on that side, and obviously the same things apply. So there's, I don't know, there's probably about at least eight places, and then of course there's the donut can leak under here. So there's about 8 or 9 places to check for leaks before you go having a sit down and a sandwich and start telling yourself you know what you're doing. So just beware that you may have to come back and just tighten something up a little bit.
The flexible connector that we first used decided to leak from where it was crimped onto its isolating valve. So I was too lazy to go to the plumbing shop, so I quickly made that connection up in copper, incorporating a fresh isolating valve. A quite straightforward operation.
Thanks for watching, DIY friends. This is just a quick video on how to change over a WC and a cistern. If you're a moderate DIYer, competent with the plumbing, you should be able to do that job yourself, no problem. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that'd be good, thank you, and you'll be able to see what else we get up to while we're doing our DIY jobs around the house and around the car as well. Thanks for watching.